Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nurse Kristen YouTube channel. I am so excited to be here with you guys. Today's topic is going to be all for my pre-nursing students out there. So for any of you guys that ever thought about wanting to do nursing, wanting to go to nursing school, have always thought about being a nurse, or maybe you just realized that nursing was for you all of a sudden, especially after everything within the last few years. And it's something that you've always wanted to do, this is that episode for you. So this is definitely for all of my pre-nursing students out there. I have 9 tips to get you started before you get into nursing school. What kind of stuff that you need to get done as far as give you a couple examples, doing the entrance exams, having to fill out an application, having to get your prereqs done, or just a couple of the things that we're going to be discussing today. But first, I want to welcome all of you guys to the YouTube channel. I will be having new episodes every single Tuesday that are going to download. It's going to be everything that has to do with pre-nursing, nursing student, new grad nurses. It's going to be educational. It's going to be inspirational. It's going to help navigate you through your nursing journey or your nursing career. So I am so excited to have you guys here. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you like the video at the end if you enjoy it. But let's get going. So we're going to be discussing for every one of you guys that have ever thought about going into nursing, into the field of nursing, and you're just like, gosh, Kristen, I really, really want to do nursing. I don't know how to go about it. I don't know what all I need to do, what's required for it. What are the steps, right? Like, what are the steps that I need to think about and able to get through nursing school? So I have 9 of them that I have written down for you guys that is going to be helpful. So the number 1 step, I have everything that is written down here, is going to be obviously the very obvious one. You are excited. You just are going to embark on a nursing adventure. So the first thing you want to make sure that you're doing is you're looking to see which exact college that you're wanting to go to. What kind of nursing program are you wanting to go to? For a lot of people, that might just be dependent on location. So a lot of people, they want it to be close proximity. They want it to be within just a couple of miles. They want it to be something that's not going to have to travel and able to get to where they want. So location has a lot to do with the kind of college that you decide to go to a nursing program. Also, expense. Money is always a big thing, right? So depending on how expensive that college is, there are a lot of students that have some student loans. So you might need to get a student loan for school. Maybe you saved money knowing that this is what you wanted to do. So you saved money to go to school. Money is a big thing for a lot of people. So maybe finding the right college for nursing school that isn't going to break the bank, or that's just going to be a little bit easier in your pocket. So money has a lot to do with that. So as far as the distance where the school is, as far as the money, maybe it's just you want to go to like one of the best accredited colleges. Maybe you want to go to a college that is known to have one of the best nursing programs. Maybe it is a program that you hear so many people with so many great experiences that have gone, whether that is within the same state that you're in, maybe it's in a different state. Just the big thing is just trying to figure out first the kind of program you want to go to. So it's dependent on distance, money, the actual accreditation of the program itself, making sure it has an accreditation, right? Making sure that you're going to get the actual degree that you deserve. As we have heard, there was the whole thing in Florida. There was a lot of nurses that had gotten fake degrees, and unfortunately that was horrible. But you want to make sure it is a very good accredited college that you're going to be getting your degree from. So those are definitely things you want to look into. The other thing you really want to look into when it comes to picking the right nursing school for you is the kind of program you want to be part of. So you have anywhere between doing an associate's, you can do an associate's bridge program, so you can do your associate's and your bachelor's together. So you can do both of those simultaneously. You can do and then take a break. So pretty much it's up to you and how you want to go about your degree. And again, that could be a whole cost thing, or maybe it's just, I know a lot of hospitals are going to want nurses that have both the associates and the bachelor's together. So why not just do them both together? That's exactly what I did. I went to a community college. I got my associate's degree through college. I went through a Northern Arizona University, got my bachelor's all at the same time. So I graduated at the same time with both my associates and my bachelor's at the same time. And that might be something that you're going to want to do. So definitely something to keep in mind. Mind you, there are a lot of nurses that just get the associate's program, and that's fine. But do keep in mind, it is very, very competitive whenever you get out to the nursing world. So if you do just have an associate's, just know there are going to be a lot of hospitals out there when they go to hire. They're going to be looking at people that have already their bachelor's, and it's almost going to become a mandatory thing for a lot of hospitals to making sure you're getting your bachelor's. So another thing to think about. So that's my number one tip. Make sure you are researching into the school that you want to go to. So whether that's distance, whether that's money, whether that's the accreditation, whether that's knowing it's the most amazing program out there, or just knowing what kind of program you want to be part of. So maybe if that is the bridge program you want to go to, you want to do your associates and your bachelor's together, well, then maybe you might have to go a little bit further to get to that kind of program. Or maybe it's right next door. You never know. But definitely that is the number one thing I would be telling you guys. Make sure you do your research into the colleges that you want to go to. So that's my number one tip. Second thing, make sure you get all your prereqs done. This is probably the one thing I have to say is not necessarily the funnest thing when it gets to getting ready to go to nursing school. And I'm just going to tell you why. Because you have chemistry class, you have biology class, you have nutrition class, you have math class, you have microbiology, you have anatomy, you have all these prereq courses that you have to take. And again, it depends on the program that you choose. And once again, whatever program you choose that you want to go to and that you want to apply to, make sure that if they do give you an acceptance letter, that you accept it and that like you have all the intention of going to that school and immersing yourself into that program and learning so much from that program and not deferring it, not saying, thanks, no thanks, I don't want to go there. And I get it. Maybe you're going to apply to multiple just because you don't know, and that's fine. But just make sure that whatever ones that you are applying to, that you have every intent that whichever ones that accept you to going into nursing school, that you are going to go to one of those. Just make sure you're not going to apply to ones that you have no intent of going to. If it's completely out in a different state, if it's wherever and you have no intention of going there, don't do it. Just only the ones that you know you want to go to, please do that. And again, as I say that, once you've chosen the communities that you want to go to, the community colleges, nursing programs that you have researched, you looked into, great. I did Kristen's tip number 1. I looked into all of that. Number 2, it is going to be doing your prereq work. Now, a lot of this is going to be your basics. So the basics that I've written down is going to be like your English 101, 102. It is your human anatomy, physiology. So it's going to be that first and second semester human anatomy. I loved human anatomy. I loved biology. So those classes I enjoyed so much. But that is definitely going to be a prereq for you. Another one, general chemistry. Oh, chemistry was definitely not my subject, guys. Not my subject at all. But it's definitely a prereq for nursing school. So you definitely have to have your 2 semesters of chemistry. Next one, you're going to need microbiology. Microbiology is huge. Loved it. Love bio classes for myself, right? Maybe that's not you. For me, I absolutely loved it. So microbiology is another big one. General math, your algebra, another big prereq that you need to make sure that you have. Intro to physiology, psychology. Those are going to be classes that you're definitely going to have to make sure that you have. Again, depending on the nursing program that you apply to, there are going to probably be some other prereq work that you're going to have to do. I mentioned earlier about nutrition class. There are going to be some that are going to require you to have a nutrition class. You may have to have that done prior to going into nursing school, so that might be part of your prereq work. Or it might be while you're in nursing school. So once you've entered into nursing school, it might be a course that you need to have done maybe after the first or second semester of your first semester or second semester of whatever of nursing school. Again, make sure you follow through when you go to the college. You're going to go to the admissions office. You're going to meet with an advisor for the nursing program. They're going to give you all of this information. And again, this is going to be a college that you're really looking into wanting to get into. I have to emphasize that again, because I have talked to so many nursing students or soon to be nursing students that go to the college and like they had no intention of even going there, but they just wanted to go and get information, I guess. Make sure you're going to the right colleges that you know that you really, really want to get into. Make sure that you meet with the advisor. They're going to give you all the information you're going to need and able to get into that nursing program. So they're going to give you a whole entire packet of things that have to be filled out. Everything from like the very first thing you're going to need to do, second thing you need to do, and able to apply for their program. But another thing they're also going to give you is that list of the prereq work that you're going to need to do and able to get into that nursing program that's going to be required. Another thing I highly, highly recommend to you guys when you are in the middle of doing your pre-work for nursing school on these classes, please take these classes seriously. And what I mean by that is don't just think getting away with getting a C, getting a C minus, or whatnot is going to be acceptable, is going to get you into a nursing program. Like I said at the beginning, guys, nursing is very, very competitive. Getting into a good nursing program is very competitive. Nursing, I have seen wait lists for nursing schools that is like 2 years long. 2 years to get into a nursing program, a good nursing program. So I am telling you, make sure you guys really indulge in the information. Make sure you get good grades. Your GPA is going to be important because that is going to be one aspect that the board's going to be looking at when they look at everyone that applies to see who's got the right, highest GPA. Again, that's not going to be the only thing they're going to look at, but it is going to be an important factor. So you want to make sure you do well in your classes because GPA is going to have a big factor as to your chances of being one of those top people that are going to be chosen, hopefully, at the end of the process whenever you get into nursing school. So I highly recommend take them seriously. And also what's helpful with these pre-work or these prereq work that I want to also mention to you, especially with like the human anatomy and biology, human anatomy, physiology classes, it is going to be the very base work of what you need to understand about the human body, like the heart, the lungs, every organ, kidneys, just the basics of like what those organs are doing or how they are important to your body and what is important to making them function correctly. Because when you get into nursing school, you're going to deep dive into all of the different disorders that have to do with all of these important organs that your body uses. So you want to understand the basics, and you want to understand the basics really well. So don't just try to memorize everything. I'm going to tell you right now, because especially when you get into nursing school, just memorizing material is not going to get you anywhere. You actually have to understand the underlying reason of why things are the way that they are. So make sure from the very get-go that you really truly understand why everything happens the way it is. So in these classes, you're going to learn the basics. So just make sure you really put yourself into it. Get as much out of the classes, learn as much as you can, make sure you do well, and make sure you just try to get as well as good grades as you can when you're taking the classes. So I just had to put that out there when I talk about the prereq work, because that is going to be important. But again, research into the college, see which ones are required. Again, depending on the actual college that you're going to attend for nursing school will depend on which other required work that might need to be done. So definitely something to research, definitely for something you to do. So that's